Ryan, you do have a connection, a kind of a weird intro to show business via, was it your uncle, I believe?
Yeah, that's right.
So he... So, was your uncle living with you?
Yes.
And did you walk into the room once?
I walked into the room once and he was bedazzling a sequined white jumpsuit. And he said that he was going to be Elvis for a little while. And you know, would I like to help? And I said, absolutely. What do you need me to do? So I became his head of security. And he got my whole family in on the act. My mother was a backup singer, and honestly, it was one of the greatest performances I've ever seen.
I mean, you've been sincere. I mean, it was really affecting.
No, I mean, what I admired about what he was doing was that he looked nothing like Elvis, you know? And he didn't attempt to. He had a mustache and very little hair. And, but my God, he just became him. And, you know, he would end every show with Suspicious Minds. And he would get on his knees and often with tears in his eyes, he would sing to some imaginary woman and beg her not to leave. And we were transported from this mall in my small town in Ontario to that. I imagine it was a kitchen, and she was trying to leave, and we were just in that moment every night, and it was incredible, and honestly one of the best like acting lessons I ever had.
Yeah. I wish you could have helped out with those sequins.
Yeah. Could have used a little help.
I would have liked that.
How old were you when you were doing security?
I want to say 6.
It's quite quiet in the mall.
Did you have water guns?
I just had 2 tiny guns.
Wait, so there's no photo?
No.
I painted a picture, Bradley.
Yeah.
There's no photo.
There's lots of young Ryan pictures out there.
I'm Googling
Just
later.
Google. Chris, who are you in lockdown with?
My dog. Just me and my dog at this point.
Is this the famous Dodger?
Yeah, it is. It is. He's right over there. I keep trying to call him over, and he keeps ignoring me. Dodge, come here. Come here, boo-boo. Buddy.
He was our mascot on
He's just
Jacob.
looking at me and just not moving a muscle. He couldn't be bothered.
Is Dodger real? Where is he?
Yeah, where is he? Hang on.
I miss him.
He's right. Ready?
He walked away.
Oh, there he is. Dodger.
There he is. He couldn't be bothered. Yeah. He's sick of quarantine. He's over it.
Yeah, it's that thing where, like, dogs wanted to spend more time with you, just not this much time with you.
Yeah, we've crossed over. He's ready to move out.
You're still here. We're all delighted to see you, Dave.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're watching Bridgerton, but Regé-Jean Page, you are proper Foo Fighters.
I'm hugely relieved you're not in the studio. I wouldn't be functional if you were. But it's a pleasure to meet you at a distance, sir.
No, because didn't you learn to play the drum?
You're pretty much the reason I'm a performer entirely. The first song I learned to play on drums was Learn to Fly. My brother and I would terrorise my neighbours with this on loop. We'd play it at like all of our local church halls, like just.
Because I think we've got a picture of you, Regé, in your band. Here you are. Look at you. Look at you. So cool.
That's what you did, Dave. You built this.
Yeah.
You built that.
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
Well, when you were making this movie, where did the dog? The dog isn't in the film.
What dog?
You had a dog, didn't you?
Oh, no, I found a dog on the film.
Okay.
Would you like me to tell that story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can give it a go if you want.
No,
Big old dog it was, guys. Big old dog. 3 legs. No? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
No, they. So I was staying at this sort of go-to movie guy house in Atlanta, where when they showed me the house, they were like, Liam Hemsworth and Miley Cyrus just stayed here, so. And they gave me one of these, which I thought was untoward. But they're very precious about the house. What I didn't realize was that there's a strict no dogs policy. And then I was going to work one morning, and there's a little dog. It's below 0. And I thought, oh, what harm can it do? And I let it in the house. When I came back from work, it was like a fecal Jackson Pollock. It just It was just... It was everywhere. You know what I mean? It was like, did he have help? I was like looking up, like, did he get a ladder? How is he still alive? You know? And so then I had to clean it all up, and then I had to hide the dog, and I spent like 2 weeks hiding this dog. And, you know, when it was over the last day, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And actually, your driver, Bo, said that his father had just lost his dog of 16 years. And so Bo took this little dog, and he went and lived on a lake with 100 acres. And he went to, you know, literally dog.
Oh.
So that's a nice story.
That's a lovely story.
Yeah, it is. It's killing. That's a euphemistic for killing.
That's what they
yeah.
told. That's what they
He's
told
living in
Ryan.
100 acres now with Bo's dad. So dead, that dog. And this comes from that kind of incredible Shonda Rhimes world, Shondaland, which you were in Shonda world, Shondaland already.
Yes. I've been working for Shonda for the last 3 years before Bridgerton in a show called For the People. I've been doing a New York lawyer. I've been doing my best kind of fast-talking, high-trouser type of acting. And Shonda didn't actually know that I was British when they were casting Bridgerton. She was just like, I want what he was doing in that show, but British. And then I turned up and we had our meeting. She was like, but you're not American. I was like, no, this is actually what I do. You'll be the first person to allow me to act in my own accent for about 6 years. Which was lovely, and I appreciate that very much. It was great. Not quite my own accent. I'm a little bit more common.
So wait, actually, you are a little bit down, yeah. But I was a bit disappointed. I was like, oh.
I mean, I can't run it back. It's a lot of effort.
Oh, very good. And of course, the two of you share a castmate, Nicola.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Yes, lovely Nicola, yeah. And of course, that's why I started watching Bridgerton. And you're one of the reasons I stopped watching it.
I do my best.
Yeah, actually, because I live alone and there's a pandemic going on, and just watching very beautiful people have a lovely time dancing and having sex, I'm like, you know, I don't want to watch that. Crying, eating beans in my pants. Another episode, I hate myself.
I'll just eat a radish. Oh, but no!
Let's go back to the garden. Balco, no.
You point Bridgerton to the radishes.
Ooh, but very quickly, I have to say, another movie we loved you in was, of course, Knives Out.
Oh, right.
That movie, I mean, it just went gangbusters, didn't it, that movie?
Yeah, it did. Well, I mean, people love a good murder mystery, and it's one of those genres that I don't think has been explored as much as maybe some other genres in film. So I think people were really excited about having one done really well. And
as well as the plot, you know, people loved the plot of Knives Out, they loved the characters, but they also loved the cable knit sweater.
Yeah, they did. Who doesn't love a cable net? That's my favorite thing about living in Massachusetts. You get a good 6-month window where a cable net works.
But no, people went mad for it. It turned into headline news. Everyone's going nuts over Chris Evans' Knives Out sweater. Chris Evans' as a sweater is getting people hot and bothered over knitwear. And I like Esquire. Here's how you can get Chris Evans' sweater from Knives Out. Presumably, you go to a shop. You know, it's not rocket science.
Well, that's my goal in my career, to try and let some sort of prop or inanimate object do the heavy lifting for me and then take all the credit.
And presumably you can never wear one again.
You know, I do get a little bit of side eyes when I wear one now. It's a little bit of like, oh, guy, he's wearing a cable, you know, but I figure a couple of years, I can't stay away.
But someone in your family can wear one. How beautiful does Dodger look?
Oh, he hated it. He hated it. And he looked so good in it. But he was, that look is a look of disgust.
I think the thing he doesn't like is no sleeves. I think he feels emasculated.
Yeah. A cable knit vest doesn't quite have the same appeal, does it?
No, because Brian, you were also a young entrepreneur, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, no.
But didn't your father... What did he wanted you to sell? Was it cellophane he wanted you to sell?
My parents came upon a truck of cellophane somehow. I was asked not to ask too many questions. I didn't. Suddenly there was a basement filled with cellophane, and they encouraged me to go to school and see if I could sell it to my teachers or put a few in my backpack and try and hawk them at recess, you know? Convince kids that they might be good stocking stuffers for their parents.
What
are the uses of cellophane? How did it go?
What do you mean, what's the use of cellophane?
I know the name, but I don't know what you do with it.
You know, you wrap sandwiches in it, it keeps things fresh.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No. It was an important question. You needed to ask it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a good job of selling it, obviously, but...
Did you sell it?
There's still some left, if you're interested.
Now I know it keeps things fresh. I want some.
It'd be nice if someone... The dream was someone would just say, I'll take all of it. Never happened. It's a weird story. I don't know.
It is a bit weird now you tell it. Yes.
Just like that, we brought the heat, we set the fire alarms off.
As you're acting overheated the studio.
I know, it's just gone up in flames.
Yeah. Ooh. He is so hot. He is so hot. The fire alarm's gone off.
I'll take that. Can we please keep that in the show so I can have it in the showroom?
I mean, yeah, Regé-'s used to this. He walks into shops. The fire alarm goes off.
This is why I don't do the voice. I knew I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't open the door, because it'll probably be the fire brigade. I'll just check with people who know. Are we all safe in our beds? Oh, apparently we're all good. Now,
hooray!
When we heard about Richard, we were promised it was going to be like this, really raunchy, sexy, and I was watching it. I thought, where is the sex? But my God, once you pull the ripcord, it's non-stop.
There's a bit.
I mean, even you must have been kind of, at the table read, you must have been going, blah, 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 blah. I haven't spoken for pages.
Well, I got my mouth full half the time. Which I was insisting on, because I think that's important to see on TV as well, because I think that is uncommon that you see that kind of power dynamic in raunchy scenes, and that's part of the way that we did want to modernise the show. So the Duke does have his mouth full, and he's proud of it. But yes, there was a fair bit to be done on the show.
Because you're really going for it, but you're going for it in kind of beautiful locations. I mean, like...
And occasionally very uncomfortable locations.
Well, those library steps didn't look easy.
Yeah, the chiropractor.
But didn't you have room monitors in the stately homes?
Well, this is the problem, because the set, as usual, is more valuable than any of the actors. So if you're in, like, a 200-year-old bed or a 400-year-old four-poster, it has to have a minder. Like, when people kind of bring very expensive jewellery around, they have to have a bodyguard for it. There's a bodyguard for the room. And so at all times, you got this minimal set, everyone gets very quiet, very respectful, and you derobe and you hit the bed. And then there's also just like Fran in the corner, who's just standing there just kind of deciding whether or not to look. She's like, I have to look. I'm not allowed to look. I have to look. Could you please go easy on the bed? It's very, very old. It's not quite so enthusiastic. Oh, do go on. Essentially, that's the inner monologue that I imagine is going on in the corner of the room.
Yeah, I'll stop them in a minute. We are going to focus on the early dancing career of Mr. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Now,
makes sense that the only video you have tonight is... is this.
So the dance troupe you were in, can you tell us about... Because apparently, young dancers, they can be quite vicious.
It's a cutthroat business. And I had to get out. I was on some kind of Canadian Star Search, and I somehow made it to the finals. And my main competition were these two twins who were tap dancers, and they were dancing to Phil Collins' Two Hearts.
Ooh.
And they had big heart-shaped bows, and they were just, they were the ones to beat. So I remember, wishing them luck and going on stage, and I was getting ready to start. I was dancing the Everybody Dance Now by CNC Music Factory, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to start, which is This Is How You Started. A winning dance number, if you want to know.
Get out of your hands, go ahead, go up.
And I look up into the just off stage, and the two twins are standing there like the twins from The Shining. And they're just going like this. And I was like, all right, this means war. So I just shimmied my way all the way to that trophy, to that tiny little trophy.
No, because I was going. Is this the same troupe? I was going to say it's an all girl troupe, but obviously it's not. You're in it.
Right.
But you are.
Thank you.
But you are the only boy in it.
Yeah, that was the.
Was that the?
That was the point.
That was the gimmick.
They let me dance there for free because I was a guy. Because if you had a guy, you would win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you ready to see the dance stylings? I believe you're dancing to Kathy Dennis's classic "Touch Me." Did the troupe have a name, Ryan?
It was Elite Dance Studio.
And how old are you in this one?
Old enough to know better.
Enjoy.
Serious moves, genuinely
I wish I
good.
could say someone said, here, you have to wear this. But that was my idea. I thought, I have a vision for this number. It's purple and silver hammer pants.
They are the silver hammer pants are.
I don't think we
joke.
gave them enough of a shot. We gave up with hammer, but I think we should have kept them going. We didn't give no. Yeah, right.
They may
You'll
come
cut
back.
That part out.
They may come back.